Hey, you're listening to Canute Exploration, your topic in a podcast. I'm Dr. Canute White. We talk about credit scores last time, and our credit score is an integral part of our lives. But what the law says about your credit scores, you and your credit scores, your rights, with every right, there are responsibilities. So there are responsibilities that these entities, these financial entities have, and they are to ensure that your rights are protected. Well, the law ensures that your rights are protected against the challenges that you may have working with them, interacting with them. And what are some of these laws? Let's look at it as it relates to your score. Your score matters. Part two. That's what we're going into. But look, you have rights. Your rights and your credit scores are very, very critical. And there are certain laws, certain legislation that protects you under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. This act actually protects you as a consumer and as a consumer interacting with entities in order to ensure credits, you get credits, and how your credit life, right, interface with some of these entities and how the law protects you in various ways. Under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you have a right to know the information on your credit file. Never forget that. This act protects you, give you that right to know what's going on your credit file. This act also gives you the right to receive a free copy of your consumer report from each agency, those agencies that report your credits. And you must apply for this within 60 days, however. So the law give you that sort of right to get that copy free. You don't buy that. Okay, so that's under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you also have a right to dispute perceived inaccuracy, incompetence, incompetency, so to speak, because some of these organizations may be so incompetent that you will discover discrepancies in the report, and you have a right to query that. So the Fair Credit Reporting Act give you that right to dispute, query, perceived inaccuracy, discrepancies with reporting agencies. This law also gives you the right to know the information on your credit file. What's going on there? What sort of right you have, right? Don't forget that. So we go back to that because I want you to understand that. You have the right to know what's going on, but you have to have the right to know what's going on in order to report, to ask for that opportunity to dispute something. So if you don't know what's in it, you cannot dispute it, right? So always remember that. Look, the Fair Trade, Fair Credit Reporting Act give you the right to not only dispute perceived inaccuracy with reporting agencies, but it also give you the right to get a free copy, a free copy, a free copy of your credit report from credit bureaus like Equifax. It's important that you understand that sort of right. You have the right to know what's going on. You have the right to dispute what you see in your file in terms of what's the content of your file. And you have a right to get a free copy of your credit report. So the law backs you, right? The Equal Credit Opportunity Act is another law that we'd like to look at. The Equal Credit Opportunity Act is a federal law. And this federal law basically look at age, sex, marital status, race, and other elements that may be subjected to discrimination by these entities, these financial entities. And the Equal Credit Opportunity Act looks at age, in a way that it could be considered age within the scope of being able to enter into a binding contract. So if you are not able to enter in a binding contract, the law doesn't protect you as it relates to discrimination, because by law you are not able to enter into a binding contract. So once you have the age to enter in a binding contract, ageism is a no-no, and the Equal Credit Opportunity Act will protect you as it relates to age and obtaining credits. The law also protects against discrimination if part of your income derives from public assistance programs such as food stamp, SNAP. So if you're getting food SNAP, and you are discriminated against as it relates to obtaining credit, that's illegal, because the Equal Credit Opportunity Act protects you against that sort of discrimination. The Equal Credit Opportunity Act, in a nutshell, protects credit applicants from discrimination based on race, age, color, religion, national origin, sex, and marital status. So the Equal Credit Opportunity Act will protect you who wants to get a loan or interact with a financial institution for credit. Always remember that the law backs you. You have rights, and these institutions have responsibility to ensure that your rights are also protected. The Equal Credit Opportunity Act basically consider the applicant in good faith, and good faith must be exercised also under the Consumer Credit Protection Act. So it's important that these are considered and looked at in a very, very, very important way. If you think that you have been discriminated against under the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, contact the Federal Trade Commission Response Center at 877 FTCL or 877 382 4357, because you are protected, your rights are protected, and you have a right under these laws. You have a right as an American, as someone who seek credit from these institutions, and these laws protect you no matter your race, your national origin, your age, if you are the age to be involved in a binding contract, your sex, your marital status, and other elements. Let's start next time understanding your credit score when we look at part 3 of your credit matters. Thanks for watching, listening. Canute Exploration, your topic in a podcast. This is Dr. Canute White, as we explore many, many, many things, more things coming as we explore religion, education, psychology, all sorts of things. Talk later. Goodbye.